Let's make my Nature's Vessel quilt pattern that is a zero waste pattern using charm packs. Charm packs are 5-inch squares, and for this pattern you will need a total of 120 5-inch squares, which is roughly 3 charm pack bundles, and a 1/4 yards of background fabric, yielding a 54-inch by 67.5-inch quilt. With your background fabric, you will cut 3-inch by 14-inch rectangles. Do be careful, as when you are cutting 3-inch by width of fabric strips, you will need the entire length of the strip to cut a total of 3-inch by 14-inch rectangles per each strip, making it a zero waste quilt pattern. Next, with your 5-inch squares, you are going to take 3 in mixed prints and sew them together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving you with a 5-inch by 14-inch rectangle. You'll repeat this step until you have made a total of 40 pieced rectangles. With those rectangles, you will select 20 of them and save the remaining 20 for later. With those 20, you will cut them in half, creating 2.5-inch by 14-inch rectangles, and you'll repeat this step until you have made a total of 40 2.5-inch by 14-inch rectangles. Now it is time to piece our block together. And for our block, you will need one 5-inch by 14-inch piece square unit, two 2.5-inch by 14-inch piece rectangle units, and two background 3-inch by 14-inch rectangles. And you guessed it, we are going to sew all of these strips together, creating a 14-inch rectangle. Pretty simple and easy to make, and all you have to do is repeat this step until you have made a total of 20 quilt blocks. Now, I do apologize, I had some video files corrupted, but you can see here by the finished quilt block, all you have to do is lay your quilt out in a 4x5 block layout, and you'll rotate every other block 90 degrees. And then, as always, you will sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew your rows together to complete your quilt top. And here is what my finished quilt looks like all completed. And stay till the end so you can see a larger image of the completed quilt. For the backing, I went with a coordinating print, and for the thread choice, I had selected glide threads in the color sand. Once again, 120 5-inch squares and 1 1/4 yards of background fabric will yield you a 54-inch by 67.5-inch quilt. But if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.